Hi, my name is Lance. This is in response to the many videos I'm seeing on the internet about trying to speak American, Southern, how to speak Southern, British accents, Americans making fun of British making fun of Americans, and Northerners making fun of Southern speak or whatever. But anyway, I was born and raised in the rural South, in fact, and actually, I lived after I was about 20. I lived up north and out on the west coast for a while, and I've tried to minimize my southern accent so I didn't stand out as much. Um, I find it can hinder you sometimes. I'm not ashamed of where I come from, but sometimes it's better to have a little bit more of a neutral accent. But it's really hard to lose all of a southern accent. Uh, when I first moved to Chicago, I didn't know I had an accent. I moved to Chicago and they gave me a really rough time and aggravated me a lot. So I tried to adjust my speaking to where I sound a little bit uh, more normal, I guess, or more mainstream American. But the Southern still stays with me, I believe. And I was raised by my grandmother mostly, and I mean, she was born in 1915, I think, and that was back in a time when if you wanted some clothes, you had to go down and to the Cumberland River and order it at a store in a catalog, and they shipped it back upriver on the Cumberland River in an oak barrel. That's how you got your clothes and your supplies and things like that. And Nashville was really our only link to civilization, I guess, around here. I mean, that was before my time, but my grandmother was, she was from back in the hills, and I probably developed a lot of her speech patterns. And like I said, I've tried to soften it over the years to where I sound more mainstream. But I will give you some examples of the way some people around here speak. And my accent, if you think I have one, is very mild compared to what most people say around here. But if something is burning around here, they say it's on fire. Uh, a wire is called a wire around here, like a barbed wire fence. Instead of a barbed wire fence, they say barbed wire fence around here. Man, I didn't know no different when I was younger. Words that have maybe like words like right, bright, light, a narrow valley, we call a holla here. A lot of those words people around here put an AH in the word for some reason. I guess there's a lot of Scots-irish in our ancestry, and some of that language has been carried over here, they say, in southern Appalachia. So I'm sure that's where we get some of these, the way we pronounce words. And my grandmother, she was from the old South, and she had some funny sayings that and I kind of get a kick out of anymore. And like when I first went up north, I would say things that she would say, like, Lord have mercy. She was really surprised at something. She said, Lord, or sometimes she'd say, Lordy mercy. And I never thought nothing of it. And them guys would say, what? Lordy mercy. Lord have mercy. I say, yeah, that's something's really surprising and shocking. You say, Lord have mercy. That's what my grandma would say. And or they'll say something like a little kid that's hurt or something. They'll say, bless its heart. Little things like that. And they call an automobile is called a vehicle around here. Instead of a vehicle, they call a vehicle. A library, that's a term, and I'm not even sure how to actually pronounce library correctly. But a soda pop is called a pop, or soda pop. A Coke or Pepsi is called a pop around here. They call a flower a flare. Uh, Winter goes into spring, not spring, but spring around here. If you don't go to heaven, you go to hell. Hale, hell. And sometimes when they cuss around here, they leave a lot of space between the words, like son of a. You fill in the blank there. If you got a storm coming up, you get lightning in the storm. They pronounce water. I don't know how you pronounce water, but it's water around here. And if someone tells you something, an example, you'll say like what, like what, like what are you talking about? See if I can think of any more examples. Anyway, I guess my main point is that yes, speaking a Southern or with a Southern accent, which, like I said, I've tried to minimize mine, does make you sound a little dumber. Are all Southerners dumb? No, some are, some aren't. It's like the rest of the country. Are the Northerners smarter? There are better schools in the North on a percentage basis, I guess. If you went up to Massachusetts or Connecticut, whatever, up in there, maybe even New York. I mean, yeah, the schools are better than some in the South, and definitely in Appalachia. I mean, Eastern Kentucky, Tennessee is really that's a place really needs some help. They're good people and everything, but I mean the school systems and things. It's just a very isolated part of America, and I'm not ashamed of being from the South. I'm not ashamed of my Southern accent. I will say that you people out there with the cute British accents and Australian accents, I love them. I love listening to them. I really didn't realize till recently how many different accents there are in Britain and Ireland and Scotland, and how different parts of your country have different accents. So that was kind of surprising to me until I heard someone trying to do 21 accents, and about like several of them were just from Britain. So that was rather interesting. And just as that is true, America has a lot of accents, a lot of neutral accents, or what we would consider neutral, and someone from another country would consider an American accent. But the South has dozens of accents. Some people I've seen on these, when they comment, they say, well, that's not a Southern accent. Well, you can't really broadly define a Southern accent, because if you're in North Carolina, it's one way. If you're in South Carolina, it's a different accent. All the coast from South Carolina down around Mississippi, the coastal accent is different than like northern Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, and western Carolina, more the area that I'm from. Texas is totally different. You get down in New Orleans, you get the French mixed in with the accent, so it's totally different there. Anyway, I just thought I would make this video, and I don't know what people think of Southern accents. It probably sounds cuter on a girl, you know. And no doubt, if I was a cute little blonde from Britain, I would get a lot of comments and things on this. But I'm not. I'm just a guy that was raised up in the South, and really didn't even realize that I had a Southern accent, and I may have lost almost all of it. I don't know. But I really didn't realize I had it until I moved somewhere else and it was pointed out to me, and I think that's often the case. I think the Southern accent is going to disappear, probably, but it is so ingrained in Eastern Kentucky, Eastern Tennessee, Western North Carolina, West Virginia, the Southern Appalachians, in other words. It is so thick and ingrained there, I think it will probably remain in that area longer than anywhere else. I mean, even in Charlotte, North Carolina, you know, it's a big southern city. Atlanta, Georgia, you really don't hear a lot of Southern accents. In Florida, it's almost completely gone. Unless you're a native Floridian that's lived there for a long time, probably not going to catch much of an accent. So, anyway, I hope you'll send me some comments. You know, if you only send comments to cute little blonde-haired British girls, then you know I'll put a wig on or something if that'll help. Anyway, just joking. I'd appreciate your comments, positive, negative. I'd love to hear from you. So thanks.